Imagine a world where technology isn't something you just hold in your hand. It's massive, it's complex, and it has the power to change the course of history. It's 1945, and what you're looking at isn't a computer like the ones you know today. This is ENIAC, the Electronic Numerical Integrator and Computer, or ENIAC, wasn't just an upgrade. It was a giant leap into a world where machines were still basic tools. Think about this. In a time when almost everything was done by hand, how could you calculate ballistic trajectories? How could you predict missile paths in an impending war? The answer was ENIAC. And it changed everything. Built between 1943 and 1945, the ENIAC wasn't made of chips and transistors like modern computers. It was built with 18,000 vacuum tubes, massive glass and metal components that got so hot they could melt if not constantly cooled. And if you thought it was as simple as just turning it on, nope. The ENIAC didn't have software. Every time it needed to do a new task, programmers had to physically reconnect the cables linking all its parts. Each new calculation meant starting over. Hours of work just to set up a simple operation. But what could it do in return? It could handle the work of a century in just minutes. When World War II broke out, the need for rapid calculations to predict missile paths, break codes, and perform ballistics calculations, it could handle the work of a century in just minutes. When World War didn't just meet that demand, it revolutionized the ability to think on a massive scale. It became the secret weapon of a new era, where data and precision were vital to winning. But its impact wasn't limited to the military. Scientists realized they were looking at a tool that could not only predict the future, but also shape it. But then, those in control of the machine started asking themselves a question. Could we really control this technology? And then something started happening. The ENIAC opened the door for even faster, more powerful computers. But at the same time, it raised serious questions about who controls the machine, who programs it, and more importantly, who makes the decisions. When a computer can predict the future of a missile, can it predict the future of our choices? Are we building tools that could one day control us? Did you know that ENIAC was a team effort? The project was led by John W. Mauchly and J. Presper Eckert, but the real work of programming and setting it up was done by a group of women called computers. These brilliant mathematicians were responsible for much of ENIAC's success, yet their contributions were only recognized decades later. So in a way, ENIAC wasn't just a technological milestone, it was also a milestone in the history of women in science. But the impact of ENIAC wasn't just technical, it changed the world. From the moment it solved its first equations, the idea that machines could solve human problems became set in stone. With ENIAC, the modern computer was born. Since then, we've been surrounded by machines that make our lives easier. But are these machines really controlling us, or are we controlling them? ENIAC was the start of a revolution, but today we still ask the same question. Who's really in control here? Are we prepared for the future we're building, or is the technology already too far ahead? ENIAC was the start of a revolution, but today we still ask the same question. Who's really in control here? Are we prepared for the future we're building? Or is the technology already too far ahead? Technology was always the protagonist of history when ENIAC was created. And over the years, it went from being a powerful ally to an ever-present force in our lives. But like any great story, the true control has always been in question. ENIAC taught us that, and we, the next chapters of this story, still have a lot to learn. Because the real question is, it's not the machines that control the future, it's us who decide how much they control. Like the video, tap the button now and be part of Simple Tech's revolution. Let's explore how tech is changing the world together.